You're listening to The Sports Moment.
June 14th, 2024.
Part of the Sports Moments and Memories with Craig Olson podcast. Be sure to like and subscribe so you never miss a sports moment. Sponsored by Pemberton Law and Lake Area Docks and Lifts.
Lake Area Docks and Lifts, more than just docks and lifts. Lake Area Docks and Lifts.
The Minnesota State High School baseball tournaments got underway yesterday. In St. Cloud, the action in Class A and AA, and a good start to the postseason for the Parkers Prairie Panthers as they recorded a shutout win in the opening round of their tournament. 3-0. Dylan DeBilzen struck out 6, walked 1 in going the distance as Parkers Prairie defeated Heritage Christian Academy by a 3-0 score. Now, Parkers Prairie is the number 2 seed in this tournament. So they start with a win and will now advance to play in round 2 in the championship bracket of the Class A tournament, and they will go up against Sacred Heart today. Sacred Heart was unseeded when they beat number 3 seed Lyle Pacelli by a score of 7-5 in their first round game. That game today between Parkers Prairie and Sacred Heart at Joe Faber Field at 11 a.m. The winner moves on to the Class A championship game, 10 o'clock Monday morning at Target Field. What a goal that is for these teams. New York Mills, and number 5 seed in the tournament, was beaten yesterday by 4th-seeded Springfield by a score of 4-0. The Eagles will play an elimination game against Lac-Qui-Parle Valley this afternoon in St. Cloud. And in the AA tournament, 22-2 Perham, the number 3 seed in the AA tournament, was upset by unseeded LeSueur Henderson by a score of 9-1. LeSueur Henderson is 19-5 heading into the tournament, so they picked up their 20th win in defeating the Yellow Jackets yesterday. Perham will play an elimination game today in St. Cloud against the Blake School. So there's your first round recap from the state baseball tournaments going on in St. Cloud. Pemberton Law Firm serves you from 4 different locations around the area, and that includes, of course, Fergus Falls and Alexandria, Detroit Lakes, and Wadena. And you can also visit them online at pemlaw.com. Pemberton Law carries a legacy of trustworthy and reputable legal representation dating back to 1883. Lake Area Docks and Lifts offers premium waterfront equipment sales, service, and installation. Best quality and service at the best prices. Just ask your neighbor at the lake about Lake Area Docks and Lifts.
Lake Area Docks and Lifts, more than just docks and lifts. Lake Area Docks and Lifts.
Well, at the end of the spring season, the end of each season of high school sports, you wind up with awards. And there are some awards to talk about today. The Otter baseball team presented their end of the season awards last night at Legion Field in a short presentation between the Senior Legion games that were played against Detroit Lakes. The Otters ended the season with an 8-15 record, their best season since 2012, and they tied for 6th place in the Central Lakes Conference. The postseason awards, the All Central Lakes Conference, a team member is Karsten Froning, and honorable mention all conference went to Ethan Grunwald, Brock Sherman, Griffin Babolian, and Hunter Powers. All Section 8-3A, Karsten Froning and Hunter Powers. And the Dave Sagerhorn Spirit of Otter Baseball Award was presented to Eli Tollerson. Now, that award, the description of that award, you can find it on my website at craigolsonsports.com, honoring Dave Sagerhorn, who gave so much to the program, the Fergus Falls baseball program, and the kids that he helped shape. On the field and off the field, he spent over 10 years coaching at various levels, was a great student of the game, and always challenged those around him to think past the surface and do what was best for the program, the team, and the players. Dave wanted to do things the right way versus the easy way, and that is what this award is all about. Another award night for golf. The West Central area boys golf team had arguably the best season in school history. They won their fourth consecutive Quad County Conference Championship. They also won the West Central Conference Championship as they competed in both conferences during the season. And that conference is composed primarily of Double-A teams. The Knights took first place in 11 of the 15 tournaments they played in, placing second 3 times and fourth once. And they finished the season ranked as the number 3 team in the state of Minnesota by team scoring average, just missing out on a team state tournament berth, narrowly being defeated by Park Christian School in the Section 6A tournament. The Knights once again bettered their school scoring record from last year, setting the team record at .303. Mitch Dewey was named the most valuable golfer. Mitch was 8th in the state in Class A. Most exciting golfer award went to Marshall Dewey, who was 10th in the state. Rookie of the Year, Ben Bai. Most improved from last season to this season was Cam Anderson. Most improved during the current season, Parker Prairie. Best Teammate Award went to Bryce Chesbo, and the Shining Knight Award to Sam Hansen. Quad County All-Conference honors were bestowed on Mitch Dewey, Marshall Dewey, and Sam Hansen. Those 3, along with Cam Anderson, made the West Central All-Conference team, and Ben Bai was an honorable mention selection. Class A All-State team honors went to Mitch Dewey and Marshall Dewey. Mitch Dewey was academic All-State, and Coach Craig Hunter retiring on a great note. He took his basketball team to state and his 2 of his golfers to state and set all kinds of records in his final year as coach, as Craig is retiring from the West Central area school district now at the end of the school year. So congratulations to Coach Hunter and to the Knights program on an outstanding golf season this spring. The Minnesota Twins are hot again. They've won 4 of their last 5. Joe Ryan struck out 5 in 7 strong innings. Carlos Correa had a 2-run homer among his 3 hits, and the Twins beat the Oakland Athletics 6-2 last night. One day after they had a season-high 24 hits against the Rockies, Minnesota banged out 13 hits in this win, 12 singles, and Correa's homer. Byron Buxton had 3 hits and drove in 2 runs. Royce Lewis and Austin Martin had 2 hits apiece. Ryan worked 7 innings for the 4th time in 5 starts and lowered his ERA to 3.24. And Carlos Correa, who went 5 for 6 on Wednesday, singled in his first 2 at-bats. Then with Lewis on base and 2 out in the 7th inning, he launched a hanging breaking ball from reliever Sean Newcomb into the second deck in left field. Correa has 4 hits in his last 5 games, raising his batting average from .255 to .299. Twins will play Game 2 of their 4-game series with the A's tonight. Simeon Woods Richardson, who allowed only 1 run in 6 1/3 innings in his last start Sunday in Pittsburgh, will pitch against A's right-hander Mitch Spence in Game 2 of the series. Right now, the Twins are 7.5 games behind Cleveland in the American League Central. The Florida Panthers defeated the Edmonton Oilers 4-3 last night. The Panthers have opened up a 3-0 lead in that Stanley Cup best-of-7 final series, and they can wrap it up tomorrow night in Edmonton, where Game 4 will be played. Speaking of wrapping things up, the Celtics are on the brink of an 18th title. They can close out the Mavericks in Game 4 of the NBA Finals tonight in Dallas. Boston is a 1.5-point favorite going into tonight's 4th game. And the Jacksonville Jaguars and their quarterback Trevor Lawrence have agreed on a 5-year, $275 million contract extension. The contract includes $200 million guaranteed, including $142 million at signing. Lawrence received a $37.5 million signing bonus. The deal starts in 2026, meaning that Lawrence will be under contract through 2030. The $55 million average salary in Lawrence's deal ties him with the Cincinnati Bengals' Joe Burrow for the top mark in that category in the NFL. Lawrence becomes the sixth quarterback to have an annual salary above $50 million. The Detroit Lions' Jared Goff at $53 million. Los Angeles Chargers' Justin Herbert at $52.5 million. Baltimore Ravens' Lamar Jackson at $52 million. And Philadelphia Eagles' Jalen Hurts at $51 million are the other quarterbacks whose average annual salary tops $50 million. The Kansas City Chiefs' Patrick Mahomes, who just won his third Super Bowl, is the next highest paid quarterback at $46.339 million annually. He's doing okay. Well, that'll do it for our podcast today. Be sure to check out the Otter Hockey History Part 3 podcast, which will be posted within the next few days. And in the meantime, you can listen to Part 1 and Part 2. All of the feature podcasts, including the 1984 Pelican Rapids Boys Basketball State Championship team, the 1984 Fergus Falls Otter State Tournament Boys Basketball team, the 2000-2001 Lady Spartans National Championship Basketball team, and the multiple-part Otter Hockey History feature podcast can be found on YouTube by putting in Craig Olson Sports Memories and Moments, or Sports Memories and Moments with Craig Olson on YouTube. You'll find a whole listing of all the podcasts we've done over the last 6 months, including those feature podcasts. And this is our final podcast in this series, and we'll see what the summer brings and what happens in the fall. But thank you so much to Pemberton Law Firm and Lake Area Docks and Lifts for helping us throughout this 6-month trial period on the podcast. Hope you've enjoyed it. If so, drop us an email at cosports@prtel.com, and be sure to tell your friends and fellow sports fans about the podcast. They'll be up there. You can check them out anytime, of course, on your favorite device that you and site that you go to for your podcast. All right, thanks for listening. Enjoy your summer, and thanks for visiting our podcast.
You've been listening to The Sports Moment with Craig Olson, sponsored by Pemberton Law and Lake Area Docks and Lifts. Produced by Sunroom Lab. Music by Blue Red Roses. Subscribe wherever you get your podcast, and thanks for listening.